Okay, I think we're good. Hi, Joe. Hi, Mishka. Hey, Jessica, Tammy. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Sheila. Nice to see you. Okay, so I think I fixed the camera view. No, maybe. May have made it worse. Let's see what I can do here. Straight. There we go. Okay, so today I'm gonna unbox these two paintings that I received from Diamond Art Club. I would have put them in Wowzer Wednesday, which is generally where I would be putting any videos pertaining to DAC, but this actually didn't come until yesterday afternoon. Generally speaking, I'll order on a Saturday, and they'll get to me by Wednesday, but this time they didn't get to me by Wednesday, so, well, Wednesday early enough that I can unbox and present it to you guys. So what I decided to do is I figured I'd just unbox with you guys. So I have two paintings in here I can unbox. You may or may not have seen them on other YouTubers' channels getting unboxed, but they are Once Upon a December, which is the Mandy Manzano Anastasia piece, and Lumina, which is that almost Zoltar piece by Mika Jelena. Hey Julie, nice to see ya. So I'm just gonna start breaking into this one for you guys, and we can take a look at which canvases they are, what they kind of look like. And as ever, feel free to shoot me a message if you have any questions that you'd like me to go over as far as diamond painting goes. Leave them in the live chat, and I will be more than happy to answer. So I'm just gonna break into this one. I'm struggling here, sorry guys. I forget that I'm on camera, and so I probably shouldn't struggle so hard. Just gonna pop it up. There goes that scissor. But, there we go, my packing slip. So for those of you who don't know, the packing slip actually has a coupon on it for you as a returning customer. So at the bottom it's got a coupon. I didn't know this until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've been buying Diamond Art Club since November, so that was really nice to learn. Otherwise, here we have them. We've got, sorry for the shake, I'm knocking at the camera here. We've got Once Upon a December. That's the Anastasia Mandy Manzano. And we've got Lumina. And that's the Mika Jelena. So I'm going to go through the Mika Jelena because I like to torture myself, and I'm so excited for the Mandy Manzano that I really, really want to savor it. Alright, break into this one. So this painting is called Lumina. It is by Mika Jelena. It's on Diamond Art Club. And I wish I had checked before the live stream the price, so let me just double check that pricing. So free shipping for me, as it was over the mark for free shipping, but Lumina's gonna run you $54.99, and she is a 51 by 71 centimeter painting, and she is square with 3 ABs. So 37 colors and 3 ABs. So here's our sticker. And this is one of the paintings that the colors are on the inside so that it doesn't have to be rolled so tightly. I have to say I really much do prefer them rolled this way. It just has a lot less need to have to roll backward. So I do like this one. Can't say I don't. I like it when it's rolled on the inside. So as per usual, this is going to go on the site on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show the kit that comes with the square. And you've got these really sharp tweezers, really high quality tweezers. You've got your 6-placer, 2 heart-shaped plates of wax, your signature Diamond Art Club clear boat with the funnel, your blue pen, your squishy, and some extra baggies for drills. Alright, now that's away. Set it aside. And I've got my sticker sheet that has 37 colors, including the first 3 being ABs. So quite nice. Look at that photo. I hope you guys can see it like in all its glory because the colors really are. She's got like these 2 lava lamps behind her, and the window panes are rainbow, and like these 2 like air bubble lamps on the sides, and then these like almost buttons and like a token where she reads like your future and gives you like your, what it looks like a birth chart actually. So that's pretty cool. If you see it, it looks like a birth chart. And then it says 25 cents on each side. Deposit, turn the knob to get your results. That's really nice. So that's Lumina. So I'm gonna open her up. And I mean, she's quite big, 51 by 71. So she's the same size as Off to Neverland, who's also around that size. Off to Neverland might be a little bigger, like 55 by 77, but 6 centimeters, not that large of a difference, so it's fairly large. So here she is. I'm just gonna roll her just backwards a little bit. So how's everybody's day going? I'm really happy to see you all here. I actually went back to work today voluntarily because I work in pharmacy and they were swamped, obviously, in this time, and I just wanted to really do my part. So I voluntarily decided to go on in and give them an extra hand. And I'm really happy I did, but I gotta say, after a month of being in quarantine, it was a bit of a mission. I was exhausted when I got home, and by the time I did get home, I was like, I need a nap. I'm going live today, so I need to have a nap. So I actually just woke up from my nap like 20 minutes ago. But so you can see, she really is pretty. I love paintings that have a border because it kind of gives me a starting point. So she's got this brown border, which is basically the frame of the entire painting. It's very much like a Zoltaire amusement, the one from Big, where he puts in the coin and he makes the wish and it makes him older than he is or bigger than he is. I love that you can very much see like her fringe on her scarf here. I know Mrs. Coffee mentioned this wonky pinky, but I'm curious to see how that turns out. And she's got this orb here that has like the electric flow through it. I really do like this. I mean, to the point where I kind of want to start it, but I'm not going to start it because I can't keep starting every time I like something. You know, if I did that, I'd have a million open projects, and I already have enough open projects, so I can't go and start another one. But very beautiful. And obviously, as always, the clarity of the drill field is there. There's not ever a time, really, where I have an issue. She is not confetti, mostly. She's got really nice color blocking, very nice lines. She's got these little sections of color blocking, but she's also got very linear color blocking. She does have her moments of confetti, but they're not obnoxious or disrespectful. Oh, yeah, Sheila. Sheila says she looks like she's going to be fine doing. She really is going to be absolutely lovely. Lovely, lovely. And I like how she's kind of piquant. And so her main color on her skin tone is 3865. And if you diamond paint, you know that that's that near white ivory color. She's a little off color. She's my my gypsy woman, so I really like her. So I'm going to stick her back in her bag really quickly. And I'm going to move on to her drills. So my idea for tonight was to just show you guys these two and then maybe do some Q&A as I start kitting up one of them. I think the one I'm going to be kitting up is going to be the Once Upon a December, because I find myself itching for it. So I can kit up with you guys. I have an empty Elizabeth Ward container just waiting for drills to be put in it. And you guys also get to see how I kit up. So that's a benefit. So here are her drills. She had 37 colors and 3 ABs. So, start from the end. These are our most frequently used drills. I want to get you guys, just bear with me because I want to get to a spot in the camera angle where you can see the color. So I'm just watching, because there is a delay, so I'm just waiting to see if this is a proper spot that I can hold them at, and you can see them properly. So I'm going to bring them up a little bit more. It looks like a little too far away. So this is one bag of 823, one bag of 3865, 3814, really like that color, 939, 938, and we've got 2 bags of 938, which is going to be in that border. 3371 also is going to be in your framework border, and that's 3 bags. We got 550. That's that really beautiful bright purple. We got 2 bags of 803. We got 420, 312. 3012. Oh, I don't think I've seen 3012. It's almost like a pea soup green. Exorcist pea soup green, but it's actually very pretty. It's prettier than it sounds. And I really cannot get you in to see the quality of the drills, but any of my other Diamond Art Club videos, you can definitely see the quality of the drills. I do see a few concave drills, but not enough to be disappointed with them. 992. 3864, 211, 898, and some 400s. And as usual, it's Diamond Art Club. So we've got a strand of 6 310s, which they look like they're pretty dispersed, so I'm not going to worry about. It's not really going to cause me any pain to work that many 310s. It's when they're really in like huge background pieces that they get to me. 3837, 742, 677, 134, 327, 740, 333, 907, 210, 137, 782, 844, 155, 321, 736, 130. That's our AB right there, 130. Did I miss our, I did, I think I missed our other AB. So this is our yellow AB here, 130, 913, 996, 666, and 718. Where did I miss our other AB? Oh, 137 was our other AB. And, ooh, 134, it's a green AB. You don't very often see green ABs. But that's a nice one. So is there anybody in particular today that actually really likes Lumina? I'd like to hear your feedback on her. She's very pretty. While I put these away, I'm just watching on what I would consider my replay. I'm gonna link everything down below so you guys can make the purchase if you'd like to. I know these are not easy times, so I'm not saying you have to, but if you're interested, I will link it down below. I have not yet done a Mika Jelena because I know she had like the Rhiannon one, but the only thing that I would have bought the Rhiannon one for would be because her name was Rhiannon, and I am a huge Fleetwood Mac fan, so I definitely would have purchased Rhiannon just simply for the name, but she's got very much like these traveling circus gypsy vibes. I really like it, but I just don't see using them, like putting them up or anything. So that's why I haven't really purchased much from her, but I really do like her. So next, what I've been waiting for. So this is the Once Upon a December by, oh Sheila, I just got what you mentioned. You said not fine doing, fun doing. Yeah, she does look like she's going to be a lot of fun doing. You know, I thought that I was going to purchase her because I really like the aesthetic of it, but I was really mostly enthusiastic about the Once Upon a December. I'm a huge Anastasia fan. I actually went to go see Anastasia on Broadway recently for, it wasn't Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day I saw Chicago, which was amazing, but a recent anniversary, I think, I saw Anastasia on Broadway, and she was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, I was super looking forward to this, and now Diamond Art Club got me, because Diamond Art Club is coming out with the Aladdin one this weekend from Mandy Manzano. I Choose You, or something to that effect, and so now I'm stuck, because now I'm like, oh, I have to have it. And I have this thing where, because they're all Disney, I'm a huge fan of Disney. If you haven't seen my videos, you've already seen me showcase 2 of my Disney Mickey Mouse ears, which was the Up one and the Dia de la Muerto Coco ears. I did those 2 respectively, and so you kind of can tell that I love Disney. Can I get a wave for everybody who likes Disney and has to have everything Disney? Hey, Sharon. So, this is Once Upon a December. The drill shape is round on this one. And she is 51 by 76 centimeters by Mandy Manzano. And it's 40 colors and 1 AB. So that is that. And here we have it. Another one that is wrapped up facing outward. Now, when it comes to pricing on this, Diamond Art Club really had me shook, and I'll tell you why. This was initially supposed to be at a pricing of, let's see. I'm assuming this was supposed to be at a pricing of $54.99, except when I purchased it on Saturday, it was actually reduced in price to $39.99. So it was supposed to be $54.99. Got reduced to $39.99. And I was very confused as to why. And it turns out, it says on the page, this kit is offered for $39.99 instead of $54.99, as there is a small design error in her dress. It is charted in her skin tone instead of yellow. The extra diamonds we provide can be used to fix it, and this error will be corrected during the next run, and then the price will go back to $54.99. So if you were interested in buying Once Upon a December, which is still actually available, hey, clap, clap, clap. So for those of you who are really interested in getting her and you have the means to get her, this is the only time she's going to be listed as $39.99. Going forward, any other run that they do, she's going to be listed at $54.99. That is because there is this small portion on her dress that is charted incorrectly. So I'm going to open her up so that you guys can see where it is charted incorrectly and how we could fix it. And how for a discount of $15, I am more than happy to fix it. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I probably should start doing my homework better. I know that Rachel Ray unboxed this, and she got this in hers, but I thought maybe it was because they like her, and they know her. I was not expecting for us regular folk to get this, but it's, oh, I don't even want to use it. It's release paper with Diamond Art Club's logo. And if you don't like the plastic, ta-da, they're offering a solution. So I'm curious to see if all the paintings going forward are going to have this. And what? Maybe they're waiting for our, hi Bianca, maybe they're waiting for our feedback to say like, oh, we really like that release paper. And then they'll include the release paper in all of them. But for now, until I know that for a fact, I am not going to touch my release paper because I like that it's branded. So these are the drills. I'm going to set them aside really quickly so we can look at that one portion of the canvas that's charted incorrectly. And then we could scoff and say, huh, you gave me $15 off for that little spot. I know, Sharon says, it's for us regular folks too. I was so excited. I just hope that they keep this going. I feel like maybe they do want to hear like feedback. And so I'm going to definitely message them and say, I love that you included that release paper, and I want more of it so that I could use it and not have to save it. So here's the spot. I hope you can see this. And, you know, I'm going to zoom you guys in, but I don't want to make you dizzy. So I'm going to zoom you in, but I really don't want to make you sick. So I'm going to do this as easy as I possibly can. So Sheila asks, what is release paper exactly? So release paper is a paper similar to what you would, if you bake, you would know as parchment paper. I wouldn't say it's exactly the same. It does have a different construct, obviously, because it doesn't need to be made for edible items or to withstand heat. So the release paper, it feels on one side like a regular, almost plastic-based paper, and then on the other side, it's got this sheen to it that will release off of, so I will show you a corner. It's essentially like a parchment paper that will release from their particular glue, so that if you don't like this white paper, clear paper rather, it will stick to your paper, your diamond painting, and you could cut it into bits, and as you're working, you could use this to release piece by piece. For the most part, I like using release paper when I have a large area like this, so that I can focus my eyes in one section and not be wondering what's going around. Or, sorry, my Xyron sticker maker fell. But I like to use it in like an area like this, and I would put a square here and a square here just so that I can focus my eyes on where I'm working and not be distracted by the surroundings. So I do like that it's release paper and it's branded release paper. I think it really does save the consumer time and money, because if you purchase from another company, You've got to wait for them to send it to you. You've spent money on it. But when a company acknowledges that not everybody may like this cellophane paper, I would call it, and they're willing to give you a sheet of release paper that you can chop up into bits and use, it's really great. So Sheila, I hope I answered your question. And now, let's take a look at that area that doesn't have that great of charting in which they indicated. So for this area here, which consists of 4, 8, 12, I would say something like less than 40 drills in this little angular piece here, almost triangular piece. It is supposed to be yellow. It's not supposed to be her skin tone. Yeah, Sharon said she would cut hers into smaller pieces. I would cut mine into smaller pieces too. The only thing, it's branded. So that's why I think I'm going to wait until my next piece. And if, in fact, they do send this on a regular basis, I'm going to chop it up. And I'm going to keep one just to have because I really like the branding and I really think it's pretty. And then I'll chop up the next one. So, I mean, this little area that consists of less than 40 drills saved me $15. I'm not mad at it. If you're not great at something like charting or shadowing, what you can do is you can literally take the color scheme that you see on the opposite side and just substitute. Yeah, Sharon, it is a really easy fix. I would just substitute. So for, you could see here, like the darker colors are P. I would just substitute P with maybe the triangle. So where it says you would put, let's see, where you would put 3778, I would just instead put 3854. And then the next lighter shade would be E, so instead of putting 758, I would put 3855. And then for the lightest tone, I would put that microphone, which is actually 3078. I would put where you see 754. And then on the outskirts here on that lining, because there is one here on the lining of the dress on this side, I would just put some ones there. And there's your fix. So it really isn't that huge of a problem. So thank you for the discount. Even though some of us, I mean, I've never done it, but I'm sure I could do it if I had to. So I'll take a $15 discount and have to figure out how to properly chart that. Not that I hope that they make these mistakes all the time, because, you know, honestly, it isn't a mistake that I feel like should even be called a mistake, because it's so insignificant. You have, let's see, 51 by 76 centimeters and about, what, 4 centimeters of it? Oops. You know? But the colors are amazing. The drill fields are still amazing. Oh, great. So, Mrs. Coffee put a correction on Facebook. So, I'm going to take a look at that. Like I mentioned, I went back to work today. And so, generally speaking, where I would be YouTubing all day and kind of just watching everybody's videos and checking on the Facebook, I wasn't doing that today, even though I tried to a couple times. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. And maybe hers is better than what I just suggested. So that's even better for me, because I wouldn't say I'm like master diamond painter over here that knows how to, like, you know, improvise on paintings and whatnot. But definitely happy that she put that up there. And maybe great minds think alike. And I kind of got some of the things right on that one. So here are, yeah, Sharon, there would be that one customer complaining. And, you know, I in all reality, hope that it wasn't a customer that complained. I hope it was one of DAC's friends that were like, hey, I see there's something a little wonky with this. And then DAC said, oh, you know, let's fix it. Because that's why they release things early, for you guys to see them. Obviously, it's a marketing tactic, but it's also to see if they missed anything. There's no way to figure it out unless you have new, fresh eyes. And so I really do hope it wasn't one of those pay people that complained, and, you know, somebody who was actually interested in the correction of the company and, you know, like the bettering of the company. So like I mentioned, this is a round which she's going to move fast. And you know what? I give up. I am most definitely going to start her like now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start kitting her up with you guys. You guys can kind of chat and I'll be able to look at the chat a little bit more. But until then, here are her drills. So we have some 3823. There is our 141, and that is a lot of 141. So that's going to be all integrated into her dress. We've got 3855, and we got 2 of those. We've got 3078, 3854, 820, 3371, 823, 938, 754, 300, 321, 498, 318, 758, 666, 796, and 400. I'm not going to bother re-rolling these because I'm going to kit this up. We've got 3 bags of 310 and 2 bags of 939, which is that navy, almost black blue. And then we've got 814, 414, 783, 415, 3778. I really like that color. It's like a peachy keen color. 301, 797, 993, 762, 350, 992, 3811, 798, 3853, 799, 782, and we've got a 775 that has not gotten up with the times and social distancing. 775, 351, 744, and 352. So, I do want to explain that my intention was never to kit up with you guys on a live, because I wanted to do almost like an entire video on how to kit up. But not only on how to kit up, because, you know, kitting up is not that difficult if you know what you're doing, but almost a video showcasing all of your kitting up options. Sheila asked, do I like to work on more than one painting at a time? Absolutely. So, I do enjoy working on more than one painting at a time. And it's not because they're boring or I lose interest. I have ADD pretty badly. And I know myself. And I know that I want to touch everything pretty and shiny. So, I do in fact do more than one painting at a time, and it is in fact because I cannot focus on one thing for too long before losing interest in it, and it's not a symptom of whether it's boring or not, it's actually a symptom of my personality. Yeah, Sharon, I saw that Aladdin, and I nearly fainted, and I said, Pris, you better set that alarm for 12 o'clock on Saturday. So Sheila asked, how many am I working on right now? Do you know, it's pretty sad that I actually don't know how many, which is how many. I am working on, from what I can tell you off the bat, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. 12 paintings, I think. Yeah, so not that I'm proud of working on 12 at a time, but, you know, life. Oh, I missed one, 13. I'm working on Fine Soft Day. Oh, so Mishka, my Facebook it's my given name, so I'm just gonna link it here for you. If I can get to it, I'll link it right now. And you can go ahead and show me what you're working with. Okay. Sorry for the silence. I'm just trying to, oh, there it goes. How do I copy on an iPad? Oh, I'm supposed to do that thing. Okay. So, here is my Facebook for anyone interested. That is a direct link. Yeah, so that should be a direct link. So, what I want to do is, at some point, I want to show you guys, because there are a lot of options for storage on your diamonds, and I made it a point to order as many of those storage options that I've seen, so that I could show you in one video. So that'll probably come by the end of the weekend, depending on if I work over the weekend. They already want me to come in for like Saturday and Sunday. I'm not too sure. I was like, look, I got a YouTube channel I got to keep up with. No, I'm just kidding. Priorities. But my intention is to show you guys in a video, probably by the end of the weekend, all of the different types of storage options that I have found. And you guys can gauge which work for you and which you think are worth the money or not worth the money. Or you can go with the cheaper options because they do the same thing in the same way. But you'll have options. I know there are options out there, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody go through all the options or the majority of them. So I want to go through that. And if you have any containers that you think are super special, let me know, because if they're not on my list of containers to showcase, I'd like to try it out and put them in the showcase. So that's actually some good feedback that I'd like from you guys. If you could tell me if you have like a specific way of doing things, and I will either say, oh, I use that method as well, or you've given me something else to order and showcase. So this is my Elizabeth Ward bead storage tray. I purchased this for somewhere about $18 to $22 on Amazon, which is pretty much the range that I've seen it go for. Sometimes you can get them as low as $16, and sometimes they can be as high as $25. So it's good just to keep popping in and out and see when you can get that sale. It's always beneficial to see when you can get them on their lowest price. They do come with these removable bonus labels. I would say that I use them when I had an overflow of a color. So if I had like 2 of these that were 310, I would just label one 310, but now what I do is I just make a photocopy of the sticker sheet, and then I'll have another sticker to put on it. So that's an option as well. So I am going to start kitting up the way I do, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions or anything that you might, want to talk about. Let me know. So what I start off with is by taking all of the containers out from one side, because that's where I'm going to start the new section. Initially, when I start kitting up, I will actually put them in the order that they're supposed to go in, and then once that's done, and I'm looking at the canvas, I will start grouping according to what colors are mainly in which section. So this kit in particular is a 42-piece set? 45-piece set. So 45 includes the container and the top. So this is 2 pieces, which means we have 43 containers inside. I know for a fact this is 13. So you get 13 of the small ones. These are the extra small ones. Tiny, they call them. You get 3, 6, 8. You get 16 of the small size. You get 2, 4, 5. You get 10 of the medium size, and you get 3 of the large size. The large size will hold, depending on how filled the bag is, the large size will hold either 2 or even 3 of these large Diamond Art Club baggies. The medium size will hold about 1.5, depending on how filled the bag is. Of these, the small size will hold 1 whole bag of these. And then the teeny is where I put all of these. So I know that I tried the link but not working. I'm sorry, Mishka, hold on. What I'm going to do is, Mishka, I'm just going to give you my name and you could do a quick search. So that's my name there, Mishka. You can go ahead and try and get through. That might be like my own link, because it works for me. So I'm not really sure. Like, I just clicked on the link I sent you and it came up fine. But do you know what the problem might be is I might actually be private still on my page. If you guys want, you can post it. Oh, diamond painting with Beth said it worked for her. So just maybe try it again. So what I usually do is I'll start off by counting my 13 because I know I have these teeny weenies, which are 13. And this is a 40 color painting, so I know right off the bat I have 43 containers. I'm going to fit this whole painting in this container system. So I'm going to count off my 13 that I know are going to go in my teeny tinies. And these containers can be purchased separately. So you can get like a package of something like, I think it's like 12 of these for like $4. So if you need extras. I know you can get a package of like 8 of these for like $4. That's how they kind of run. So you'll pay $4 for like 10 of these, 4 of these, 5 of these, and then like 4 or 3 of these. You would pay like $4 respectively for. So that's how they work. I'm going to start by counting off these tinies. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So I know anything after this one has to go into these medium size. Hi, Deanne. Nice to see you. Bianca found me. Yay. You can send me a friend request. I'm happy to talk to everybody. If you notice, I think I have something like 82 friends. So I want to make new friends. So I'll set these aside. Oh, yay. Okay, Bianca inboxed me, so let's take a look. Could you show me my stuff, please? Uh-oh. I think, Bianca, you found my other Facebook. Let me check the other Facebook. I really gotta get my stuff together with this Facebook stuff. Do you know what I'm gonna do, Bianca? I am going to message you. Yeah, I think you got the wrong Facebook, Bianca. Darn, that's my fault. I'm sorry. I do have 2 Facebooks, and the only reason I have 2 Facebooks is because I was working at one company, and I wanted to... Oh, okay. So I've got something here. Where did it go? Oh, that's something different. So, no, I don't have the friend request because I do have two separate Facebooks because I used to work for one company and then I didn't want them having all my information on my new life because they're kind of weird and creepy. And so I actually went and just made a whole new Facebook. So I am in here twice, but I can access both of them. But right now, I don't remember the email. Let's try. I'm curious now. Okay, so I may have. You know, I don't even have. Oh, okay, I saw. Okay, so I had it right the first time. So let me just log out. I did see you posted a picture of what you're working on in another. So let me go to my regular. I did get it, but I didn't know that was you. So where did it go now? There we go. Crafted Anonymous. I inbox you. Oh, perfect. So, oh wow, yeah. So I actually. Oh wow, that's so pretty. I really do wonder sometimes. Can you guys give me some? Yes, I found you. I found you. Okay, so I really would love to know how you guys take these pictures. Because some of the pictures, I think maybe just I have bad lighting or something. Okay, so Bianca, I just sent you a friend request. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I really want these tips and tricks because some of these photos, like Alexia Baker's photo, I feel like you guys must have some really good like daylight or something going on. I live in a railroad apartment, which means that not all of my rooms have windows in them, and they go, you know, like a railroad track, right? So the front of my house has like these bay windows, and the back of my house has the bay windows, but the 3 or 2 rooms in the middle don't have any windows. For internet, I have my Wi-Fi at home, so it's like Verizon, which like links up with my phone. But the way that, like, I don't understand how these pictures come out so clear and so perfect, like Alexia Baker's photo, and I'm like trying here. Oh no, okay, I think I'm losing ya. Okay, is everybody back? All right, I think we're struggling. Do I have everybody? Okay. So okay, so I see some people. Just bear with me 1 second because like I keep trying to hit volume on my replay and it keeps. Okay, so Sheila, you're still here. Deanne, you're still here. Perfect. So yeah, like my lighting in my house is like naturally dim, just because I use bulbs that give me a dimmer light setting. And I also live in a pre-war apartment, so there's a lot of hardwood, so that's why you get a lot of this orangey kind of coloring to it. So I feel like I am going to have to sit at my desk by the window during daytime hours and try and get my pictures taken during that time, just to see if I can get that really nice sparkle. Because no matter what I do, I've added a lamp in and I've changed a couple light bulbs out, but it seems like I think it's just the reflection from the old oak, like the wood, dark wood flooring and the doors, that I don't get a very bright light feel to it. So I think I'm gonna switch over and start taking my photos in front of the window during the daylight hours. So I've set aside my 13 that are going to go in these tiny containers. And then for here, I know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So here's 7. And then I'm going to take one more of these for my second row. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 8 for my third row. So what's your favorite kitting up container storage, guys? I'd really like to know, because I want to see what the 13 current viewers kind of think, just so that if I have it, I have it, and if I don't, I want to try it. So I'm just going to switch out my scissors really quickly. Yeah, so diamond painting with Beth, I feel like I did all that, you know, change the light bulbs, buy a new lamp, and it still has this orange feeling to it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move toward the window, and also the living room has the bay windows, so that should be lockable container. Yeah, the lockables are mine. Well, I tried the lockables, and I like them, but I had an issue with them, because they rock a little bit. When I went to go open one container and close another container, I rocked it forward, and then I had to sort out 2 colors. Luckily, one was a red and one was a purple, so it wasn't so bad. Yep, I think I agree with Beth. My first choice would probably be the Elizabeth Wards, and my second choice would probably be the Harbor Freights. Actually, the only issue I have with Harbor Freight is that when they send things out to you, they don't put them in a box, and it's not the thickest of plastics. Like, if you sent me an Elizabeth Ward container in a baggie, I think it would survive, but they send it to you, like, in a box. But Harbor Freight sent it to me in a bag. And when I got it, one of them was broken. So they don't really take into consideration that mail carriers don't always like us to the, you know, biggest extent, and sometimes they might just throw our stuff around. Sharon says she uses 60-piece jars and she labels them 1 to 60. I've used the 60-piece jars, except the 60-piece jars are so tiny, and when you're working with DAC, do you find that when you're working with DAC, Sharon, if you have worked with DAC, that it holds so little, so little weight in diamonds that you have to constantly be going into, like, the ones that are set aside? Oh, okay. So you get the jars from the store. I saw somebody that kits up in, like, the sauce containers that you would get, like, ketchup in, like the plastic ones that you would, like, get takeout in. And I thought it was quite cool, but I feel like they're not for me. That wouldn't be for me, simply because I work on multiple paintings at a time, so I need to be able to switch between my drills and store, like, multiple drills. And if I have, like, those little containers, then I'm just going to have a shelf filled with these little flimsy plastic containers that are then just going to accidentally fall over because I'm accident prone, and that's just who I am. Yeah. Sharon says it usually only happens with her 310s. So, yeah, I mean, even so, with 310, I still find myself, like, if I fill up one of these large containers with 310, I might only get 2 bags in here, and then I'll still have a 3rd bag. So I keep a little case with all my extra drills. So now I'm just going to cut out a few of these. So I got 141 here. And I've gotten no better at biting my nails, so please forgive me. This might be... Oh, okay, so you have larger jars too. So I know 141 fits in here. I'm just gonna grab... I know a lot of people say that this hurts their fingers, so a solution to that would be one of these nail cuticle pushers. And what I do on the cuticle pusher is I just simply put it underneath here and I do a twist. So if it's closed, I can literally slip it under. Well, this one actually will open fairly quickly. I just slip it under and it opens. But let's see if I can find one with more resistance. Yeah, so stick it under and I just do a twist and it pops. Yeah, Mishka, I've tried the Ziploc bag thing too. So I really do want to get that showcase of container storage, because I've tried Elizabeth Ward's, I've tried Harbor Freight, I've tried Ziploc bags in like a Sterilite container. I have those little grid ones as well. But I've been trying to do my research and figure out where I could find more storage solutions on the cheaper end for you guys, because storage isn't cheap when you're using Elizabeth Ward's and you have 12 paintings that you're currently working on, unfortunately. And there we go. We have a non-social distancing square. This is not even a square painting, so I don't know where that comes from. Yeah, some of them are a pain, and I don't have nails. And when I did have nails, I didn't want to break my nails. So, Sharon used containers from the dollar store. I wish I had, like, I live in Brooklyn, New York, and so there's a 99-cent store on every other corner. But when I see people, like, going on dollar store hauls, and I'm like, where in the world is your dollar store that you get these cool diamond storage containers? And mine doesn't even want to carry, like, the nice brand of paper towels. I feel like I would have to go to, like, New Jersey or something to get, like, one of those, like, really great dollar stores. Yeah, Deanne, I got 12 going. It's because I like to touch all the pretty things. Yeah, I want to go to the good dollar stores. I'm going to start moving. I'm going to start, like, okay, so I don't drive. I live in Brooklyn, New York. I can get to all the really great places in New York by not driving. And most often, it's less expensive to not drive because, I mean, the train or the bus is $2.75, whereas the toll to get to Jersey is $30 round trip from here. So obviously I can get to Jersey for probably, you know, a $10 New Jersey transit ticket, you know? So it's a lot more expensive, and then you got to factor in gas. And, you know, I live in a bit of an urban part of the city. It's still pretty, it's not rural. It's a good mid ground between like your urban areas and your quiet areas. It's a quiet urban area essentially. And so there's no parking. So for me to get a car would mean me losing my mind for parking and things like that. So for me, it just works out better to not drive. And so I've just recently started learning how to drive. As of like September, I think I drove for the first time. And I'm fairly comfortable driving. But I still haven't taken my road test. It took me 28 years to take my permit test. I don't know how many, hopefully not as many, to finally take my road test. I have a definite confidence issue when it comes to things like that. Like, when everybody tells you, oh my God, it's so easy, you just go take it, it's so easy. And for me, it's like, yeah, well, you think it's easy, but what if I go ahead and I don't think it's that easy and I fail and then I feel so bad and, you know, woe is me. So, I would say I'm definitely gathering up the courage. Yeah, see, Bianca, you don't drive either, so like I feel like you know exactly how I feel. I didn't really have a need for it. I could take the train wherever I needed, and it was less expensive. I am woman enough to say that I took my permit test 3 times before I passed it. So I took it on a Wednesday and I failed it. And then I took it on a Thursday and I failed it. And then finally I went back on Friday and I was like, look, if I don't pass this test now, it's just not in the cards for me. And I managed to pass it. But what I found with the driving test is that what is common sense to most people is not common sense to me, if that makes any sense. So what I mean by that is they're like, who should stop at a railroad crossing? In my mind, common sense is everybody should be stopping at a railroad crossing, right? So whether you're a car or a bus or whoever you are, you should be stopping, making a full stop at a railroad crossing. Apparently, that's not the right answer. Apparently, the only people who should stop, make a full stop, are like buses carrying children and large trucks. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to die. I'm going to stop every railroad crossing. But then I guess that whole urban thing comes into account, and you're like, you've never even seen a railroad crossing. Or at least an active one. So how would you know who should stop? That test definitely wasn't like catered for people who live in urban areas, because they were asking me questions about railroad crossings, and I've never even seen an active railroad crossing. Yeah, I wouldn't drive in New York City either. It's funny, the day that I first got behind the wheel, it was my partner in sales. And I said, well, you lied. You promised me you'd teach me how to drive 3 months ago. And, you know, I called him on his bluff, and he goes, okay, you want to drive? Come drive. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And he's like, you're calling me on my bluff. I'm calling you on yours. Come drive. And I was like, no. Well, now I can't back down. So I got behind the wheel, and he goes, okay, make a left here. And so I make the left there after figuring out how to get the car started. And yeah, I'm from Ohio. Sheila says she's from Ohio. Traffic is not like the area where you're from. I learned how to drive at 14. Yeah. So I was not really afraid of driving. My mom always told me, I spent my winters and my summers in upstate New York, so it's a little more rural, and there are like there's farmland and things like that. And so I learned how to drive when I was 12, but that was like in my uncle's, you know, trooper car and going around in the cul-de-sac. That wasn't driving in New York City full-on traffic. So as an adult, my mom used to tell me when it came about time to learn, she was like, you can be the safest driver on the road, but it's the way that other people drive that can affect the way you're driving. And so you almost have to always be defensive. I didn't feel comfortable with that. And the fact that I had to constantly be like, oh no, they could kill me at any point. I could do everything right and somebody else could come and T-bone me. And so that always kind of made me paranoid. I afraid of the actual driving. I was afraid of the people that were on the road with me. And so I kind of had to just get over that fear. And I found that I've had a couple of instances, thank God, like it wasn't serious, but I've had instances where you had that one or two, you know, really foolish drivers on the road that just start swerving out of nowhere or make these turns that make no sense at all, and you have to really defensively drive. And so I feel like I'm getting way better at that. I also had this one lady, like, I realized how silly people can be in, like, urban areas. Like, she picked her kid up from school. You could tell it was like, right around, like, school letting out. This was probably in, I want to say, like, December, so it's cold out still. And her and her kid holding hand in hand. I am making this left turn, but there is this huge truck, like one of those, like, meat trucks or, like, almost like a semi. And I'm making a left, so I can't see around the semi, but I'm driving slow enough that if something were to come out or somebody were to try and make a U-turn, I could stop. And this lady comes out from behind this truck walking with her kid at a brisk pace. Oh, Sharon, I'm so sorry that you were in an accident. Oh, that's so terrible. Yeah. Somebody hit a car in the other lane and pushed it in front of my car. I mean, see, Sharon, that is, you know, I'm not trying to make you scared. And I really do feel for you. But I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people that is like, the bright side of life. But in reality, I'm happy that you're here tonight talking with me, whether it be with a device or not, as opposed to, God forbid, what could have happened, which would have been way worse. Yeah, Albany is really pretty. So I've been to Albany quite a few times. My uncle and my aunt lived in Binghamton. So it's a ways away from Albany, but it's not at all close to the city. So it's almost like the midpoint between the two. And I remember because my aunt like lived in Binghamton, but she worked in Albany. Oh, Deanne, your son is learning how to drive now. How old is your son, Deanne? Good luck to him. Yeah, it's so super crazy that you have to be defensive because of the other person, because like I don't know what goes through their mind while they're driving, you know? Like I don't know. Yeah, I agree with Sheila. I'm so happy that you're here to share with us, and you know, I send you all my prayers and blessings, and I hope that you can get to a point where you don't have to use a walking assisting device, but I'd rather have you here. Oh, he's 16. Yeah, so good luck to him on driving, you know, all blessings to him, and, you know, really, you got to drive home the fact that it's about defensive driving. You know, you can, in reality, be the best driver in the world. But it's that car next to you, really. Speculator, New York. I don't think I've ever been there. I don't think I've ever been there. I'm not ready. Yeah, you know, I feel like I don't have any children. Let me preface by saying that. I don't have any children. But I feel like driving is kind of like having children when people say like, you're never ready. You just gotta do it. And so I feel like in my life, not having any children, I feel like that would be the equivalent where it's like, you know, I'm sitting here going, I should drive. Well, no, I shouldn't drive. Or maybe I should drive. Like the way that parents would think of should we have a baby now? Should we not have a baby? Let's wait till we're ready to have a baby. And then finally you're like, all right, listen, you're never going to be ready. Just do it or don't do it. But stop going back and forth. So I feel really that's how driving was for me. It was like, either you're going to do this thing or you're not going to do this thing. Just make a decision already. Either you're going to be happy and not doing it and you're going to sit there and be like, yeah, I chose not to drive and that's just my prerogative. Or you're going to be like, okay, just do it. But for me to just keep going back and forth with myself, it was like, if I'm waiting for me to be ready, it's not going to happen because I'm always going to be the person that looks for, you know, the pros and cons of every situation. Yeah, you're never ready. I assume that's what people would say when it comes to kids, like, you're never ready. You just, you know, you grab it by the horns and you figure it out. Oh, Tammy's got Once Upon a December on the way. I'm telling you, these drills are gorgeous. I am just loving it. And there is a little bit of static, so from what I've heard, static means quality drills. And we got a little bit of that. Not as much as I've seen, thank God, because I've seen some serious static where they just go flying everywhere. But I don't have that much static. I have enough to appreciate the fact that there is static and that means that my drills are good quality. So I'm probably going to just finish kitting up here with you guys. We can keep on chatting, and then once I'm done kitting up, we're probably going to call it a night. I know it's starting to get late. I think it might be later than my last live, and that's because I was enlightened as to the fact that there was like a spreadsheet for everybody that goes live, and I didn't want to infringe upon anybody else's kind of time slot. So that's why I decided to choose this time. I would have gone earlier, but I know that some people don't live on the East Coast, and I didn't want them to be like sitting at home at, you know, 2 o'clock going feed the kids lunch or watch the live. So I figure 10 p.m. Eastern time would mean, you know, 7 p.m. in California. So that's a pretty decent time. Hopefully, you know, after dinner. Yeah, Tammy, dryer sheets. So the only thing about dryer sheets is I've never been one of those people that is sensitive to smells. But for some reason, dryer sheets, unless they go through that dryer cycle, they get at me. And also the texture. Like whatever magic is in a dryer sheet that prevents static also gives me the heebie-jeebies. So like touching it, I would need gloves to touch dryer sheets. Oh, good, Sheila. I think you guys have, it's the same time over in Florida, I think. So 10 to 11, right? You guys don't have a change in Florida. I feel like I should know if there was a change in time in Florida. I've been to Florida enough. I'm timeshare out there. What I'm trying to find a solution for is like, I need like a vacuum at the top of the doorway so when I walk in, it sucks all my dog hair off of my body and I don't come diamond paint and get puppy hair everywhere. Because I'm telling you, sometimes I get mad at myself because I don't know if it's his hair or my hair because I have short hair and then my dog's hair is blonde and white and okay, so it's 11. Oh yeah, so we have the same timing, Sheila. So we're both on the same time. Yeah, so like he has all different colors in his hair. He's got like dark brown and light brown. And so half the time, I don't know if it's me that's getting hair on the painting or my dog's hair. My puppy's name is Patches. Mishka asked my puppy's name. His name is Patches. And I call him Patches because he does have different color hair. Literally patches. One of his, he's got 3 legs that are like this medium brown color, and then he's got, or light brown color, almost gray, And then he's got one arm that is dark brown, like a chocolate brown. And then he's got white on his chest, and he's got tufts of like blonde mixed in and tufts of golden mixed in. So all the colors that you could ever imagine a cute little Cocker Spaniel to be, he has them all. He's like me with diamond paintings. He just wanted all the colors. So his name is Patches. And he will respond to Patches, Mr. McGee, Patches O'Houlihan, Patch Adams. He's only 7 months, but he's got a name for pretty much each month that he's been alive. And he will respond to all of them, which is pretty cool. And he'll also answer to hey, hey. Because when he's not doing good things, I go, hey, hey, and he answers, or he'll turn around. So if you just happen to be walking by and you go, hey, hey, and he's like, huh? What did I do now? Which is funny, because that's like the slow chicken's name from Moana. And sometimes he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. I've seen him run into wolves. I probably should have prefaced this video, since it's going to be on, like, the replay. I probably should have said, like, if you don't like crinklies, we're kidding up. So please, do not watch. Even though I want people to watch, I also don't want people to be upset. And I really do wish, if you are one of those people who have given me a thumbs down, I'm not salty. Everybody has the right to an opinion. I acknowledge this. And I'm glad that they watched and they gave me a response. But if you are the person who thumbs me down, could you tell me why? Like in a comment. I'm happy to not be salty about it, but I just want to know why so I could fix it. Like if I did something that you didn't like, or even if it's like you didn't like the painting, just let me know, because I'm sitting here going, well, what can I do better? So, constructive. If you thumbs me down, thank you for watching. Thanks for your opinion. But could you just tell me why? So I could fix it? Or at least try to fix it? I mean, if it's something like you don't like the sound of my voice, I'm cool with that too. And obviously, people who are in my live right now, this doesn't pertain to you. This is more of me wanting to do better. And the only way I know of doing better is to acknowledge that I'm not perfect and know what I could be doing better. And if you just thumb me down, that doesn't help me. Some people are just haters. You know what, Sharon? Amen to that. Because I feel like if you saw one of my videos and you didn't like it, and then you didn't have like the courtesy to tell me why you didn't like it, then nobody said you had to go and watch my other 2 videos after that and tell me you didn't like it and not give me a reason why you didn't like it. So I get it. Some people are judgy. And I've heard you have to have a thick skin when you do something like this. So that's why it took me 2 years to put myself on the internet. Yeah, I guess so. But if you are a hater, I'd like to know why. Because I can, you know what it is? I can kind of rationalize in my brain, like, if you're a hater, that's cool. Tell me that you're just a hater or you just don't like me. Then I'm cool with that. But at least it's a reason and it's a rationale. Yeah, you can't please everyone, Sharon. I agree. I do agree. And I hope I'm saying your name right. So you can let me know. Sharon is it, right, I think? Yeah, as you age, you'll not care what others think. Yeah, you know, Sheila, people have been telling me that since I was a kid. It's only gotten worse. No, you know what it is? I don't so much care what other people think. It just makes me happy to make other people happy. And when I'm not making other people happy, it's not so much about what they think that I care about. I just like to know what I could be doing better. You know, I'm like a clown, you know. If I'm a bad clown at a party, then tell me I'm a bad clown and I'll be a happier clown if it's going to make you happier. I just like to please people. I'm a people pleaser. That's the problem. And so that's actually like something that I it's a me problem that I want to please people. And I feel like when I'm giving my like 100% and they're not pleased, I'm like, but what could I be doing better? That's pretty much what I think. I almost take other people's criticisms and I make them about me, even if they're not about me. Because I'm like, you know, I understand everybody has their opinion, but I almost need to have this like compulsive need to rationalize. Sharon. Okay, so no like own, it's Sharon. Oh, thank you, Deanne. You know, creator. As of like, I think I've been up now, we're on April 10th, or we'll be on April 10th soon. So I've been up for less than a month. And I feel like I've been doing this forever, but I know that I can always get better. You know, I know that there are things that I can do better. The other day, my aunt calls me and she's like, so do you have to tell us what's written on the back of the box? She obviously is not she's into diamond painting so much that she thinks what I do is really cool. And she watches my video for support. But she's like, do you have to put everything that's on the back of the box? Like, you have to talk about it? And I'm like, yeah, well, people appreciate it because they like to know what the companies are giving them. You know, what kind of details are they giving them before they even open the box and whatnot. So I went through this whole discussion with her. She's like, oh, okay, now I understand. But, like, I was like, what do you mean? Do you think I'm talking too much? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, should I not tell people what's on the back of the box? Thanks, Deanne. I'm happy you think so. I'm happy to please as many people as I can. You know, not everybody. Obviously, my mom used to say you can only please you can't please everybody all of the time. You can just please some of the people. You'll be lucky if you can please some of the people some of the time. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, you know what? I'll finally do a channel and hopefully I can please some of the people some of the time. And I'm happy with that. But I don't ever want to go pleasing none of the people none of the time. So what's going on in everybody's lives? Is everybody working, staying home? I know we have essential workers that are still going out there. I made the decision to go back out. I'm not necessarily an essential worker in my role at the pharmacy, but being that I have a license in pharmacy technician, they were running behind, and so they asked us to volunteer, and I said, well, how does it look if the one who actually is licensed? Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for always getting on my lives. I do my best. But I'm not an essential worker, but my pharmacy sent out a message saying, you know, if anybody wants to volunteer and helping in any way they can, whether it be sterilizing materials and things like that. Oh, Deanne, it's 40 colors. Yeah, this is 40 colors with it. This is Once Upon a December. So 40 colors with 1 AB. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, nice to see you. Changing careers in my new position. Okay, so Sheila, you've got some time off. I mean, it's nice that, you know, you're putting yourself out there and changing careers. That's pretty cool. I kind of fell into my career and then fell again into my career. So I can't say I've actually ever made the conscious decision to change careers. It's kind of just always like somebody comes up to me and says, you have the potential to be this. And then I decided to do it. Company's essential, so I'm still working. Had to reduce my hours. Oh, okay, Deanne. So, I mean, thank you for being essential. It's not easy. I had the luxury of staying home for a bit and then decided that I felt like my time could be better spent, my brain could be better spent, you know, doing something and contributing. So, yes, thank you for being essential. And I really do look up to the essential workers that are still out there because, you know, that's why I made the choice to go back into volunteer, because I just didn't think that an able-bodied person like myself should be idle in this time where there are people who maybe aren't as able-bodied and are still forced to go out there. So I really do appreciate you very much, Dan. Whoop. I know it looks like this kit up is going to take days, but it's because I'm really trying to talk with you guys and then also not mix any of my colors. I think once my puppy made a noise or my husband asked me a question and I mixed 782 with 728, and it wasn't until after I messaged Diamond Art Club and said, hey, you shorted me on my 782, that I realized I had made that mistake. And then I messaged them back. I said, I'm so sorry, but thank you for sending me all the extras. Oh, yeah. Diamond painting with Beth. Yeah, Jeremy, my husband's in the same boat. So he's not really essential. He's a concierge. In a building that has, you know, billionaires that can open their own doors, or that are in their nice mansions in the Hamptons right now. So not necessarily essential, but my husband's company says you can just sit at the desk and, you know, sign for packages and say hi to the UPS guy. So that's what he's been doing. Not necessarily essential, but he's got to go since his boss thinks he is. It's a large company and our volume down to 50% grain. Yeah, Deanne, I hear ya. I work for a pretty large pharmacy, and we have lost volume, but unfortunately, we've also gained volume, you know, in other places. And I don't want it to seem like we're opportunists, but luckily, because we have had a boost in certain areas in the pharmacy, we are able to not lay off people. But it's nice that they're actually trying to work with you and not have to lay anybody off, because the worst thing about layoffs is that you don't always, you know, come back and have a job. And so that's a lot of people that are going to be unemployed as well. I heard something like 6.6 million people filed for unemployment, and I think that might be just like in New York City or something. So I don't know if that's like across the states or if that's in just New York City, but regardless, that's a really scary number. So if you are, you know, essential, or if your company is really doing their best not to lay people off, I think an applause is due for sure. Sometimes I forget that this is my live, and I think I'm like in Mrs. Crochet and Coffee's live, and I'm just like sitting here doing my thing, acting like there's no camera, and just like kidding up, and then I'm like, oh wait, there are people that I should read comments from. Yeah, I mean, it's always good, you know, you may not, whether you are an essential employee or worker, or whether you're essential to the company, I think it's just good when you make yourself essential to anybody. And that's how you really can feel confident in these times where, you know, you've done everything that you could do for a company or for your bosses. Oh, wow. So you're a printer. That's so cool. I think I did hear that somewhere, that you were in publishing or printing, Jeremy. That's really cool. But I mean, bright side, Jeremy, you got work, and there's not that many people. You know, you said you're not that busy, and you're the only employee, so you are the most essential, Jeremy. That company would not run without you, apparently. Yeah, thank you to everybody for continuing to work. You know, I do not require thanks because, you know, thank the Lord I was able to leave my house, you know, after a month. I'm an introvert, very much so. My main concern when they told me to stay home was that I wasn't going to know how to reintegrate into society after all this. So I feel like by me volunteering to go to work, I did myself a service so that I wouldn't feel so hugely out of tune when I returned to work at the end of it. So I have a little bit of 310 left over. I'm just going to put it in this one. And because there are no other dark ones in these small containers, I'm going to know it's 310. Because I didn't make a copy this time, but I know what 310 looks like. And now we're up to our last 13. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. My sister's in California too, Jeremy. She's in Santa Barbara. So, I don't know what kind of lockdown they're on. But my sister, I'll link her channel below. She's been doing some like updates on like being inside and working from home. She lives in Santa Barbara, California. I don't know if that's near where you are, Jeremy. But I don't think she's left the house. I mean, her mother-in-law has been sending her like food to the house for her and her, you know, her, I guess, they're not married, but they've been together since they were 16. They're like 22 now, and they live together in California. So I guess waiting, but anticipated fiance. So she's been like sending them food to the house, like groceries and things. So I don't think she's even left. But she's got a nice backyard and things that she can hang out in. Yeah, Jeremy, that curfew thing does get me a little. You said have to be in our houses by 8, and I'm like, why? I mean, I understand that you don't want people, like, out and about, but if you're willing to let people out during the day, then why, like, make them stay home after 8? Is it, like, a policing thing? That they don't want, like, accidents happening and things like, I don't understand, like, if people are allowed to go out from 9 to 5, then why aren't they allowed to go out after 8 p.m.? Because, like, in Brooklyn, all the stores are closed down by, like, 4 o'clock, but are mandated to close unless they're essential by 8 p.m. That I understand. People really aren't going to go outside after 8 because all the stores and restaurants and whatever it may be is closed, but to induce some sort of curfew is kind of weird. Oh, wow, so Jeremy, you're far from Santa Barbara. Okay, so not close at all. I went 2 years ago, and I stood in Santa Ynez. Yeah, Deanne, what about people who work at... Oh, you know what, Deanne? In New York, they have these, like, badges, actually. It's really weird. When I was at the pharmacy today, the government actually has, like, badges with people's pictures on them, and they say, like, that you're an essential worker and that you are allowed to be out. So if they do impose any kind of curfew, that the people that I work with are still able to leave their houses to go to work before and after the curfew is in effect. So I saw that and I was like, well, I know I'm volunteering right now, but if ever a time were to come where you decide that I need a badge to walk the streets, I'd rather just stay home. Can I do this remotely? Oh, the partying thing is the issue. Priorities, guys. Priorities. There is a pandemic. Why are we concerned with the partying? Partying in big groups. Do you know, If you guys are partying in big groups, I think, what is it Miss Coffee said? She said thinning the herd. Yeah, you have a letter in your car that says you're essential. Yeah, I think it's so trippy that you need like a badge. Yeah, the obsession with having a stash. I think that people who diamond paint want all the pretty things, Sheila. So Sheila says, not to change the subject, and since I'm new to diamond painting, can you explain to me the obsession with having a stash? I'm not understanding why spend your money and you never do the painting. Sheila, I don't think that the intention is to... I don't think that the intention is to hoard them away and not do them. I think the intention is very much to do them all. But we don't really take too much into consideration the fact that... Uh-oh, I made a mistake. This is 796. I think I need to stop wearing my glasses because this is actually not a mistake that I made. This is more that I made a visual mistake. So I think we should start wearing our glasses. Oh no, don't tear. Yeah, Sheila, I don't think, I think the stash happens by accident. I think we don't take into consideration the fact that this is a time-consuming craft and that we want all the pretty things, and by the time we may finish one, we have now ordered a few more and not realized that we'll never get to the ones that we've already got sitting there. And also, places like AliExpress don't make it easy on not having a stash because you never really know when they're going to come in. So if you never know when they're going to come in, you're more likely to just order and then think that they come in, and then by the time you look, you've got a stash. I have a stash, but I have a stash because I need content and I want to show you guys so you can make informed decisions. Not because I want to have a huge, gigantic stash. But I have finished a substantial amount of my paintings, so I can't say that I have a stash and I'm not working through them. Because I can get through like a Diamond Art Club in like 2 days. I've done it. Easter Bunny from last week's already done. So I personally know that having a stash isn't actually a stash. I can get it done fairly quickly. But some people do have a stash, and some people... But I think it's like that... What is it that they're calling it? Fear of missing out? FOMO. I think people have FOMO. And it's like regular, you know, like regular people have FOMO now. It's not just like millennials. Regular people have got FOMO, and they have this fear of missing out on something exciting that they should have jumped on. Yeah, it reminds you of the release dates for the latest sneaker. You know what? I caught wind of that last weekend. Right, so Deanne says she agrees with me. The stash was an accident. She had every intention, or she has every intention of completing all of hers. I do too. I have every intention to complete every single one of my paintings. I just think that FOMO takes into, you know, you got to take FOMO into consideration, and the fact that people have this fear of missing out. And, you know, Diamond Art Club is an exclusive company, and they have this fear of, you know, not getting something and it going on back order or discontinued. So they'd rather just get it and stick it aside until they have time to do it rather than lose out on the opportunity. And last Saturday, I was reminded of the fact that it's like a sneaker release because my husband is very much into sneaker releases. And I found myself scheduling, like, the Diamond Art Club release for 12 o'clock on my phone on Saturday. And I was like, yeah, this is serious. This is becoming a problem. And FOMO did come into play for that one for me. Because I was like, if I don't get Anastasia, I'm going to die. Obviously, I had to sit back and go, it's a want, it's not a need. My needs are shelter, clothing, water, and food. You know, and my family. Those are my needs. My wants are my Diamond Art Clubs. Yeah, Jeremy, I've been diamond painting for 2 years too, and I don't think my addiction got as bad as when I started doing diamond art clubs because I just wanted all of it because it was so perfect to me. All I've been doing too. Yeah, I mean, I spend some time with my dog too, Jeremy, and then I go and I sit in my room for a bit. I talked last week about how I try to like not neglect him as much as I can, you know, because I'm back at work now, and today I felt really bad at work that I was not with him, and I have considered asking my boss if I could bring him to work with me, but you know, it's a pharmacy, so not really a plausible option. But spent some time with my baby, took a little nap with him. So Sheila, I gifted some of my paintings. So like Sunflower from last week is going to my sister. My Arctic Eagle Chill is going to my brother in Nevada. My bakery one's going to my kitchen. Yeah, Deanne, I am buying this weekend. I was not going to buy last weekend. And then, because I literally was going to only buy... I was only going to buy the Anastasia one, Once Upon a December, and then so I was saying, I dropped the diamond, so I'm just looking for it, because I don't like to lose any before I even start the painting. So last weekend I was only going to buy the Anastasia, but then when I saw that it was on discount, obviously, here we go again. It was on a reduced price, so I went and I grabbed Lumina because that's pretty much around the same price point that I was going to spend anyway. Yeah, Deanne says she comes home and she cooks some dinner and then she does her DP. I don't usually eat at home because by the time I get home it's a little late, and I used to be very overweight. I don't eat past a certain time unless it's like a small snack. So by the time I get home, if I were to cook a meal, I'd be eating after like 7. And so I don't do that. So my husband usually. Oh, Deanne said she's not buying this weekend. So Deanne, I'm sorry, I'm buying this weekend because it's Aladdin. And I love Aladdin. I mean, I love all of Disney. In all reality, I don't think it's so much Mandy Manzano as it is Disney. Like, if you had a reputable company with this kind of quality and you gave me anything Disney, I would buy it. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of who charted it up. You know, like, if you just gave me the standard old, you know, matchstick Mickey Mouse on a diamond painting and it was good quality, I'd take it. I wish I could say that my, like, devotion is to Mandy. My devotion is to Diamond Art Club because they give me really good quality on really beautiful diamond art pictures. But Sheila had said, do I frame or hang my... Oh, so a few of my paintings are gifts. Right now, the ones that I plan on framing and having hung in my house are just sitting about because my frame guy is closed. He's not essential. Jeremy, I didn't start with Diamond Art Club off the bat, so I got to experience fully all the junk that's out there. And then I think that contributed to the insanity that is my Diamond Art Club obsession, because I experienced all of the crap. And then I finally gave in November, and I experienced heaven. And now I never want to go back. Oh my god, Trapper in the craft room. I can't have my... Okay, so is Trapper an older dog or a younger dog? Because I feel like I would eventually be able to let Patches into my craft room when he gets older and he is not as vivacious. Because he's got some life in him right now that... Listen, if you now have me on Facebook, I will post a picture of my pup and when I gave him a ball of yarn. He literally looked like he was trying to string himself up with it. So he gets into everything. Arctic Eagle. Beautiful. That was my second. Yeah, Arctic Eagle was gorgeous. I was in love with that painting. And I mean, it was a lot of white, but I wasn't concerned. True, I got snacks. Yeah, my doggy only likes snacks when I feed them to him. And my doggy only likes to eat human snacks. It's nice that I only have to buy goldfish in one large container. But I get concerned that I'm giving him too many, like, human snacks. Because we all know that human snacks aren't even that good for humans. So I'm trying to find him a really nice doggy snack, Jeremy, that he'll actually like. Maybe this is still. Because he's only 7 months. So he wants to be in everything and do everything. Sorry for the ruckus, guys. I legitimately am getting clumsier as the night goes. So, we've kitted up Once Upon a December. And if I were a singer, I'd sing to you. Not much of a singer. My talking voice, you know, sometimes concerns me, let alone my singing one. But, we've kitted that up for tonight. I've been on here for about an hour 45. And I know that it's getting late for some of you, so I'm going to start wrapping it up and letting you go. I did take a nap with my mascara on, so tonight we're not going to do a face-to-face goodnight because pretty sure mascara is all over my face. Yeah, diamond painting of death. Your dog eats anything she finds. I hear you, sister. I hear you on that one. So, I still have to get a container for probably the 2 paintings I'm going to get from Diamond Art Club. The crap is the right term. I've only done 2 paintings. I just, my DAC is almost starting them soon, but the 1 painting I'm working on right now. So, yeah, Sheila, terrible drills. I have had some really, really wonky ones. I had a Lady and the Tramp one that I ordered off of Amazon, and I have considered repurchasing by another supplier, but I was so terrified that now I just kind of look at it and I go back to it and I place like 4 drills, realize how terrible the squares are, and then I just put it back. So I really wish it was a better quality because I do like the picture, and now that I'm more conscious of the fact that some things are licensed, I do my best not to purchase unlicensed materials. So that's the thing. He'll be 4 in May. Okay, so he's a little more calm and docile. Oh, Trapper. That is the cutest. That is adorable. I love that name. So, there's Once Upon a December. We're all kitted up. Now, what I'll usually do is I will use my Dymo sticker label. Is it Dymo? I think it's Dymo. Sticker label, and I will put the name of the diamond painting here, and then I will just stick this on the shelf. I currently have 20 of these on the shelf, and so for that reason, they all have their names on them. Yeah, Sheila, I'm learning about different companies too. I've already decided that I'm not ordering from Amazon. Generally speaking, there are some Amazon companies I will still order from because I can verify that they're licensed or not. But for the most part, I'm not ordering really from Amazon. And I'm only really ordering from the companies that are USA based. I do want to try DIY Moon Shop, but with all this going on, I feel like I wouldn't see it for a couple months, and the anticipation would drive me nuts. So I'm learning about them too. Mary Jane the Crazy Cat. So, with that being said, I am going to say goodbye to everybody and good night, and I hope you all sleep lovely, and my essential workers stay strong, and my people at home stay entertained and stay busy and keep crafting, and I hope everybody has a really great end of the week. And I will probably see some of you in Mrs. Crochet and Coffee's live tomorrow, so looking forward to that. And I'll be able to be off camera and do my own crafty thing while I can make a mess on my desk. And not have to worry about showing you guys the disaster that I create while I'm watching the lives. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. And I hope you're all safe. And I hope you all have a really great evening. Thank you for watching. See you next week, hopefully.